Previously, on Average Guy Adventures.
I wanted to shave them using a BFW. I'm not sure if that's right. It moves really well. Clutch lever is actuating. Welcome back to Average Guy Adventures in the Average Guy Garage. This is episode number 6 of the 1964 Sportster build, and today I'm going to be working on the tank. I do like the decal that's on this tank. I do like the paint job that's on this tank. I like the color, I like the patina. And my original plan was to just clean this one out with some metal rescue and reuse it. But I decided that because I don't have a gas gauge, I wanted to put a sight glass kit on here on my tank. But I didn't want to mess up this paint job. And the sight glass kit would involve drilling into this tank, welding the kit in, and basically just messing up the paint. So instead of doing that, I decided to hang this one on the wall, get a new tank. So I ordered a new tank from Lowbrow Customs. This is the 2.4 gallon Sportster replica tank from for 57 to I think 78 models. It has the same petcock size as the current tank that I have. It has the same cam style gas cap that I have. It is a bit narrower. I think by maybe 1.5 inches or so. This is a 2.4, so I think what I have is a 2.9. I do like the narrowness of it, and this gives me the opportunity to not jack up a paint job. I can go ahead and I can weld my sight kit in to wherever I want it to, and I can paint this however I want it to also. Now, I didn't realize you don't have to, I guess, seal a new gas tank, but you do need to clean it out. There is like a coating of some kind of schmegma inside of this, I guess just to keep it from corroding after it's manufactured. So first things first I had to do was get some cleaner for it. So what I found was this, Purple Power. It's a concentrated degreaser. I got this for $7 at the AutoZone, but more importantly to me than the price is the fact that it's biodegradable, because I do have a use well water. That being said, there is a warning on the back of the container that says it may cause burns, so make sure you wear some gloves. I poured some of the Purple Power into this specialty limited edition measuring cup, and once I had done that, I chased it with a shot of water, just cleaning out the tap water. Once I'd gotten both of those into the tank, the water and the Purple Power, I replaced the caps that came with the tank, and I shook it like a Polaroid picture. I went ahead and I repeated this process after I had drained out the tank once, and then I put the tank on top of my furnace and closed up the door to the little closet where my furnace lives, and I left the tank to dry. Okay, so the tank is dry. It's been a day. What I ended up doing is once I got most of the water out and putting it on my furnace, I actually took it off. I put some alcohol inside of it, swished that around, and then dumped it out, and then I just put the tank itself in front of a fan, blowing air in through to hopefully dry it out faster so rust wouldn't be an issue. There is some flash rust on the inside. It's nothing major. Hopefully it won't cause a problem. Before I fill it, I'm going to swish it out again anyway, because I'll have metal shavings inside of it. So just to clear those out. So the surface rust that's in here now, it hopefully won't be an issue. So what I've got now, the tank is dry, I've got the sight glass kit from Lowbrow. It comes with 2 bungs, it comes with fittings, it comes with clamps, and it comes with a length of hose to go on the tank itself. And so the only thing I need to worry about or figure out is where exactly I want to put the bungs to show my fuel level inside the tank. Right now I'm thinking I'm going to put it right across or even with the filler hole, and then down below the petcock, just so I can see my tank. It's not going to be level when it's mounted on the bike, so it's not going to really show a true amount in there, but I think if I give myself as much hose as possible to look and see, I'll be fine. The only other thing that you're going to want to probably concern yourself with is if you're putting decals or an emblem on the tank that you have, is going to be to make sure that your emblem will not be anywhere where you're going to put the bungs. My emblem that I've got is pretty small, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. I've got the holes drilled. What I ended up doing is just kind of reaming out the holes to make them big enough, and then so that the bungs will fit in and they won't have a lot of play inside. And hopefully that'll cut down on any leaks that I might have in the future. So what I've done now is I've basically screwed the fitting into the bung here, into each one of the bungs. Because they're NPT fittings, they're tapered. I don't want to have the bung in here and then have the fitting only go to like there, to screw into there, and so that they're all pointed wherever. So now that I've got them screwed in, I'm going to point the fittings toward each other. I'm going to make sure that they're in a straight line, pointing towards each other, and that'll be the path that my tubing makes, a straight line between the fittings. Leave them there, and then I'm going to mark them where the fittings are, and that way, or where the bungs are, and that way, when I weld them up, all I got to do is line up the marks. And what I did is I made the marks, they're not evenly spaced. That way, if they're off a little bit, they can't be backwards like these. They look like they're evenly spaced, but they're not. They only fit one way, like that. So I know that that's the orientation that I want them to be in, right there. So let me go ahead and get the welder started up and we'll weld these in. Alright, so you'd think that by now I would be used to just being disappointed in everything that goes on with this bike and this build. But no, this one's new. This is a new one to me. So, I'm not a welder, so before I show you these welds, and before you decide to go down there and waste time making a comment about how shitty my welds look, I am not a welder. Alright, I am a grinder. That being said, this is my weld for the first bong. It looks like a butthole, right? In other words, it looks like ass. But this is what I've got. So I put this in, and once it was in there, I went and I got my fitting, and I was like, cool, I'm gonna test fit it and see how it looks. And the bung shrunk. It basically just drew up, and I don't even know what size it is. I've tried bolts that I have here. I've got a tap and die kit. I don't know what size it shrunk to. All I know is the fittings now won't fit. So I've got this one in. I've still got the hole here. What I was able to do, I was able to find a bolt that partially goes in here once I cranked it down. So I'm gonna put that bolt in here. I'm gonna crank it down till it's tight. I'll probably just weld around it just to make sure that it stays in there. I'm gonna grind down this to make it look relatively acceptable. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other end, for the other side, the other hole. And I'm gonna go cry. Cause shit. Like, so yeah, I'll clean out the tank. Either way, once I get that done, I had planned on doing all this in one video with the tank prep and the painting and everything. It turns out I can't find the tape that I need to do the design that I want on the tank. So I'm gonna have to order it anyway, so it's gonna be a minute. So there's gonna be a part 2 to the tank video. I'm just, whatever, you know, it is what it is. It's chopper shit, right? I mean, everybody out there can relate, right? Right? So, let me go ahead and finish welding this up. And then, I guess I'll see you next time for part 2. Hopefully I have the tape by then. I do have the paint colors already that I want. Hopefully I'll be able to clean this tank up a little bit and make it look relatively acceptable so it's not all like glaringly shitty looking. And yeah, so that's what I'm working with now. I gotta clean it out too, obviously, but so thanks for sticking around to the end of this, you know, masterpiece of disappointment. And I'll see you next time on the Average Guy Garage. Yeah, peace out.